from the campus of South Plains College, this is your TV10 News Update.
Good afternoon from the South Plains College TV News Center. I'm Jay Quintanilla.
And I'm Shaylin Taylor, and here's the latest news.
Early registration is underway here at South Plains College, so if you're planning to sign up for classes, now's the time to do it. Registration opened up last week and students can register for the 2013 summer and fall semesters. You can find out more information about advisors and class availabilities by going online to My SPC. Registration continues through mid-August for the fall semester.
Today starts the Spring 2013 Creative Arts Fest at South Plains College. The fest kicks off with Music of Praise. Each weeknight of the fest will feature different kinds of music. This week's lineup includes acoustic music, country, rock, groove, and a musical extravaganza to round out the week. All the performances take place in Tom T. Hall on Levelland campus.
The SPC Fine Arts Department once again is allowing everyone the opportunity to participate in an event full of classical music, upbeat tunes, and ballroom dancing. As this Saturday, they put on their annual Big Band Ballroom Dance. Entertainment starts at 7 in the Sundown Room here on the SPC Levelland campus.
The social media craze has been going on for years now. Who is on top? How has it affected our society? Reporter Josh Hamilton has the answers.
Social media dominance continues with the increasing popularity of sites such as Twitter and Instagram. Does that mean the social media giant Facebook is losing ground? In an unscientific survey of about 100 students at South Plains College, we asked the students to rank their use of social media. Facebook came in first with 99% usage, followed by Twitter at 76%, Instagram at 65%, and YouTube follows at 56%. With this much social media use, you have to ask, what impact does it have on society?
Research shows us about is that for people who you already have existing relationships with, that social media can actually strengthen those relationships. And so that's something I think a lot of people think, oh, well, we're losing our ability to connect with people. Mm-hmm. For those of you who have existing relationships with, you can actually continue to connect with them from long distances and keep informed on what's going on in their life and check up on them and stalk them and do all those things that we do.
Continuing and strengthening connections is one of the positive sides of social media. So we ask another expert using the social media interface Skype, what are some of the negative aspects?
Well, but it also has the ability to further insulate you within your clique group that you're not even cognizant of the outside world.
Social media is here to stay, but will the sites that have the current top rating stay on top? For SPC TV News, this is Josh Hamilton.
When we come back after the break, we'll give you some of the national news headlines and what's going on around Texas. Stay with us.
Wherever I go, people always ask me, Susie, where can I keep my money so that it's 100% safe? I tell them, look for this or this. NCUA insures the deposits that you put into a credit union up to $250,000 per account. The same amount FDIC insures at banks. And did you know a new law makes this coverage limit permanent? So no matter what happens, your money is safe and sound in both. You can't lose a dime regardless of what happens as long as you stay within the coverage limits. And why? Because NCUA insurance is backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government.
Use the e-calculator at ncua.gov to make sure all of your credit union deposits stay NCUA safe.
NCUA, FDIC, 250,000, 250,000, virtually identical.
Learn how to protect your credit union money. Visit ncua.gov.
Nice jacket.
Residents in the city of Boston continue to move forward after last week's deadly bombings, and today marks a new step towards getting back to normal. Last night, cleanup crews worked around through the night in Boylston Street trying to erase any of the remaining signs of the marathon bombings. Early this morning, the street was reopened to pedestrian traffic for the first time since the attacks. Those attacks killed 3 people and left more than 200 injured.
Shortly after the bombings, state officials started the One Fund Boston fundraiser. State and city officials say the money collected is going toward those most affected by the attack. Earlier this week, Boston's mayor said he is touched by the generosity he has seen since last Monday.
In just over a week, I am proud to announce that the One Fund Boston has raised $20 million.
A public memorial is being held today for the MIT officer killed in the line of duty on the day of the bombing attacks. Mourners will gather around on the MIT campus to honor Officer Sean Collier. Police believe Collier was gunned down by the Boston bombing suspects last week. All week, people have been bringing flowers, stuffed animals, and other items to honor Collier in a small, makeshift memorial on the campus. Vice President Joe Biden is expected to attend today's public memorial service, along with MIT students, faculty, and staff. Thousands of people are expected to attend.
Earlier this week, the White House announced President Barack Obama and the First Lady will be attending another memorial service tomorrow. This one will be at Baylor University in Waco, Texas, to honor the victims in last week's fertilizer plant explosion in West Texas. Investigators are still searching the 22-foot deep crater left behind in the explosion, looking for clues as to what may have caused the blast. 14 people died and more than 200 were injured in the fire and explosion. On Monday, investigators offered few details about the investigation.
There's no theories or range of ideas for what caused this fire. There's many out there, and I'm not going to go into the specifics for sensitivity reasons at this point, but I can tell you there are a lot of things that we're looking at.
Up next, after the break, we'll find out what some students here at South Plains College may be cooking for dinner tonight.
And we'll show you what cheap, easy, and tasty menu items they could be whipping up in their kitchen.
Stay with us. With busy class and work schedules, cooking for many college students may not always be a top priority. In fact, we wondered where cooking actually does rank in the list of priorities for students here at SPC. So we went around campus and asked students how many times a week they cook and what their favorite dish is when they do cook. Here are their answers.
Define cooking.
Maybe 2 or 3. Not very often.
0.
0? Not at all?
No, I don't cook.
One time a week. My girlfriend does the rest of the cooking.
What's your favorite?
0.
Probably 4 times.
I cook about 4 to 5 times a week.
Probably less than 1.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Macaroni.
Yeah, have to agree.
Chicken probably.
Chicken?
Yeah, even though I don't like chicken, but I cook it really good.
Enchiladas.
Anything Mexican. Mexican food's fun. Rice and chicken.
I like to cook a lot of stews, casseroles.
If I like to cook, usually I would like to, if I want to say, it'd probably be vegetables, like steaming vegetables, stuff like that.
So it seems pretty obvious based on those results, maybe some students on campus could use a little help with cooking tips. What's fast, cheap, and tasty? Our Diane Shepard and Josh Hamilton are in the kitchen with this advice.
Hi, welcome to Kitchen Corner. My name is Josh Hamilton.
And I'm Diane Shepard.
Today we're going to teach you how to cook an affordable 4-course meal for 4. Right now I'm going to teach you how to spice up your average everyday store-bought marinara sauce to make it delicious. Now you take your garlic and add it into your pan. Next, add a little bit of olive oil. Turn up your burner to medium heat. And let that brown, but be careful not to let it burn. It'll burn in an instant. After your garlic is done, you're going to add your onions. And then you let those turn translucent. Then you add your pound of lean Let me emphasize that, lean ground beef.
While Josh's sauce is finishing up, I'm going to make the dinner rolls. And that is the best sauce I've ever had. That's my new spaghetti sauce recipe, and I'm so sad that you're not here to taste it. And it smells just as good as it tastes. So we're going to make these Italian dinner rolls, and they're very easy to do. You buy just frozen dinner rolls that all you have to do is heat. They're already browned and everything. And in a bowl, you want to mix Parmesan cheese, the canned kind, a little bit of garlic, salt, and some Italian seasonings. And a trick with your dried seasonings, if you pour them in the palm of your hand, give them a quick rub with your thumb, it releases the oils in the seasonings. You can smell it when you do that. And they have much more flavor in them. So mix that all together, and you have a bowl of melted butter. Take your dinner roll, dip the top of it in your butter, into your seasonings, and then just dip the bottom in. That way you'll ensure that it doesn't stick, and just a little bit of extra flavor. A little extra butter never hurt anything. And they're ready to go in the oven. Bake according to the directions on the package, and they're good to go.
Now we're going to make a walnut mandarin salad. Take a head of romaine lettuce and cut it into thirds long ways. Then cut it into inch pieces. Remember not to cut into the core because it is very bitter. Put your lettuce into your serving bowl and add 4 ounces of halved walnut pieces. And give the salad a quick stir. Next, add your canned mandarin oranges and mix well. Serve your salad with a raspberry vinaigrette dressing.
I'm making savory bacon-wrapped asparagus bundles. Wrap your bacon around it. If you have trouble with your bacon staying, you can put a toothpick in it, but I don't think that's necessary. Now it's ready to go in the oven. I would put it on a rack so that the bacon drips off and the bacon crisps up a little bit. And you want to make a sauce to go on that. In the sauce, you will use 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a little bit of soy sauce, pepper, fresh ground pepper, and garlic salt. Just cook that together until your butter is melted, and stir it and spoon it over your asparagus and bake it. The recipe for all of these will be on our website if you want specific ingredients.
Well, there you have it. Quick and easy 4-course meal for 4 people. If you want to try this at home, we have the recipes on our website shown here. Thanks for joining us in Kitchen Corner.
Have a nice day.
That actually really did look good.
It did. I learned a lot from that one. Ready to go home and start cooking.
Now that we are hitting the final weeks of April, can we finally put away those cold weather jackets?
When we come back after the break, Josh will be in the SPC Weather Lab to tell what to expect this week in weather. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the SPC Weather Center. My name is Josh Hamilton, and today we're going to look at the national map. We got spattered rain showers over the Midwest and over here in the Mississippi River Valley all the way down to the Texas coast. Got a pretty massive rain shower. Nothing over there on the East Coast. Over Texas, it looks like clear skies, a couple of spattered showers over here. But let's take a look at the temperatures right now. All right, in Amarillo, it's going to be mid-50s, and in Lubbock, it's going to be mid-50s, well, 55 degrees right now. Going over to the, oh, there it is. Current conditions is 51 and sunny. This afternoon is going to be 62, still sunny skies. Tonight it's going to be 43 and cloudy. Well, that's it for the for weather here at SPC TV Weather Center. When we come back to you after the break, Trevor will be here to bring you the latest with sports. Thank you.
Beginning with local sports, the regular season is now over for the South Plains Rodeo team. The Texans finished third in the Southwest region as a team and are sending 2 steer wrestlers to the College National Finals Rodeo. Both Ty Willick and J.W. Erie have punched their tickets to Casper, Wyoming, where the final event is set for June 9th through the 15th. The South Plains College track and field teams competed in Baylor's Dr. Pepper Invitational in Waco on Saturday, April 20th. The highlight of the day went to the Texans, who broke the sprint relay record for the 2nd time this year. The Texans came away with 6 event titles during the day, while the Lady Texans came away with 1. Both teams will return to action tomorrow in Lubbock at the Red Raider Open. They will then head to the NJCAA Track and Field Championships in Hutchinson, Kansas. The Texans have won 6 outdoor team titles in a row, and the Lady Texans have won 4. The NCAA tournament is complete, and the national champions have been crowned. However, Division I basketball is not the only place you can find top players across the country. Where do junior colleges fit in? We took a closer look. Recent success of Ole Miss player and former SPC Texan Marshall Henderson has highlighted the talent that junior college schools have to offer. He and other players across the country have proven that there are other alternatives to starting at a Division I university. We spoke with Coach Hank Polona to discuss the goals and expectations the coaching staff has for each player looking to go to bigger colleges.
We want them to get better as players so they can go to an NCAA Division I school and have a lot of success when they get there. We expect our guys to go there and be immediate impact guys. And then obviously to do that, they need to make sure they graduate. So we want them to grow as students, grow as people, grow as basketball players. So we always tell guys, we want you to play Division I ball, whether it's right now and you can do it, or you got to come here first. I mean, that's the goal. That's what we used to motivate them, and that's what all kids want to do. I mean, that's what all high-level men's basketball players want to do.
Last season, the championship-winning Texans produced 12 Division I players. We spoke with 3 future Division I players leaving SPC this year. Future DePaul University player Forrest Robinson gave us his thoughts on what junior colleges have to offer.
I think the JUCO route will prepare you better. I think it benefits you because you get around like college bodies and the speed, and you get used to things before jumping up that next level and putting it all out there.
We also spoke with Division I commits Anthony Walker and Yannick Morera about the goals that they have for next season at bigger schools.
Oh, help my team, in any way I can. Like help them with winning and whatnot, and being there with the exposure and whatnot.
Help my team win a game and have a great year,
The success of Marshall Henderson has improved the views of the level of talent in junior college basketball. Here at South Plains College, we hope to continue this trend. For SPC TV Sports, I'm Trevor Franklin. Turning to NBA action, the Denver Nuggets hosted the Golden State Warriors last night in Game 2 of their playoff series. The game was dominated by the pure shooter Stephen Curry, who hits this three-pointer with the defender draped all over him. Warriors up 13 in the third. Later in the fourth quarter, Curry uses a textbook pick to hit another shot from downtown. Curry would end up scoring 30 and lead the Warriors to a 131-117 victory, making the series even at 1 game apiece. Game 3 will be Friday on Golden State's home floor. From the hardwood to the baseball diamond, the Texas Rangers visited the Los Angeles Angels. The Rangers were down 4-0 in the top of the 6th when Nelson Cruz belts a 3-run homer to bring the Rangers closer with the score 4-3. Rangers would score one more run before the top of the 9th when Adrian Beltre steps up to the plate and rips one to deep left field where Mike Trout makes a spectacular catch to rob Beltre of the RBI. The fans would get their money's worth as the game would continue on to extra innings. Free baseball in Anaheim. In the bottom of the 11th inning, Howie Kendrick steps into the box and smacks a solo walk-off home run to end the game. Final score from LA, Angels 5, Rangers 4. Moving from the court to the track, the world of car racing has seen its share of victories and violent crashes. This year's fans witnessed a horrific accident at the 2013 Daytona 500. That wreck left wheels flying and debris landing in the stands. We wondered if car racing here in Lubbock area could be as dangerous. So we sent SPC's Todd Stinson out to Lubbock Speedway to have a look.
The first night of racing here at Lubbock Speedway was laced with accidents and spectator thrills synonymous with dirt track races. The worst accident occurred as racers in Sport Mod class struggle for position going into turn 1. As Joey Young swings wide to try and pass on the outside, he is struck so hard it separates his rear axle, spinning him like a frisbee.
I was running up in there, came around and went up high. And once I came around, it hit me.
Do you feel it's possible that a car could tumble into the stands like we witnessed at Daytona?
Anything's possible, but the way they got this track set up around here, it'd take a whole lot. Because we're not traveling the speeds of 200 miles an hour.
Later in the same race, a hard 3-car pileup occurs when the 97 car loses control in turn 2, sending it straight into the path of Greg Fleming. The driver of the number 1 car barely has time to react before slamming into Fleming, rupturing his cooling system in the massive impact. Greg, tell us about the accident.
Between me and it, that I couldn't see it until it had already come back around, started down toward the bottom, so I couldn't see the actual car until it was too late.
Do you think track regulation of car setup increases driver safety?
You got to follow the rules.
In pure stock class, all drivers made it into the field, and quarters were close during the first 2 laps. Clay York, attempting to find the high line, instead finds out just how slippery the top of the track can be when he loses control coming out of turn 2, sending him into the path of Lee Riley in the 16 car.
As a woman competitor, do you feel male drivers behave any less aggressive on the track because they're racing against a lady?
Not at all.
Do you think less experienced younger drivers present a challenge at the track for other racers?
Less experience is always a factor when you don't know where you're going, where you're supposed to be, and overcorrecting when you're still trying to learn your car and learn the track and learn how to drive.
In conclusion, this reporter found the general track layout, track regulation of race car requirements, and drivers' hard work to maintain those requirements has led to the safest possible environment for racers and fans to experience the thrills of racing. And although risk of injury is always a possibility, it is an accepted part of the sport, and both the track and the racers regard safety as the priority. Todd Stinson, SPC News.
What crawls across the floor is sometimes made out of shiny metal and fights to the death? We'll not only tell you the answer, we'll show you when we come back after the break. Stay with us.
Finally today, the answer to the question of what crawls across the floor and fights to the death, the answer comes from the mechanical minds in the SPC robotics department.
Many of them are getting ready to compete in the SPC annual 10-man competition. It is happening at the end of this month. SPC TV Trey Mazel has the story.
The SPC robotics class is preparing for the upcoming 10-man competition, which combines SPC with local high schools and a robot fight to the death.
In robotics class, the biggest thing we're looking at is we're trying to get across teamwork. You know, this is about teamwork. It's getting people that have never possibly worked in groups before in any seriousness together for the first time. This is the opportunity for engineers and technicians to work together for the first time.
Every team gets the same box of materials to build from. This helps even the playing field. When asked what's one thing you'll take away from the class, this is what one robotics student had to say.
Learning how to design properly, like learning how to get your sketches to a point that not only can you understand them, but the rest of your team can understand them, and that's a big aspect in the field that I want to go into.
Anyone can take the robotics course regardless of any prior knowledge.
Instructors are very knowledgeable. They've taught me a lot, and just you need to take this class.
The 10-man competition takes place on April 26 at 6:30 p.m. on the Reese campus, Building 6, free of charge. Come and show your support and watch the amazing Robot Wars. For SPC TV News, I'm Trey Mazzell.
That's the latest news from South Plains College.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.